contract, and
God.
and now he's making 5 or 6 grand a week and living in Greece, and he's not going back to Ireland either. So, you know.
Awesome. Well, it's life changing for a lot of people, you know. So thank you for jumping on.
Wow, brilliant.
It. And you know, it's great to be here. And as I was just saying, Brian, quite a few people were direct messaging me. I don't know why me, but they were messaging me to say, you know, about the percentages. They weren't sure. I'm always happy to try and help and support as much as I can. And it took me a while to get my head around it. But what I was just going to explain, because Nicola was just saying it blows her mind. And a lot of people obviously are confused with the percentages. But I think that the main thing to explain to people, so to give you an example, obviously, as a lot of you know, I put in the group last Saturday that I've upgraded to the $100,000 pack. And I initially started, thank you. I initially started with a $500. And my percentages, okay, was this. I bought a $70,000 pack. And my total lifetime value was 138,000. Okay. So you can never go more than 200% of what the value of your pack is, as you all know, and you can't expire with that. And the easiest way to explain it is a lot of people have been saying, oh, does it go back to zero? And a lot of people thought that it goes back to zero when you upgrade your pack. But what it does do, it doesn't go back to zero, but it's a percentage of your lifetime value of whatever your revenue is within that pack. That's right, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, the easy way I find to explain that, Tracy, is this. And a lot of people, I mean, I had a guy at 4 o'clock this morning, I'd wakened up, and one of the Australian team, and I mean, he was just so confused because he was trying to do a 7K to a 10K upgrade, and he had $3,630 in his account. And he said, that's 20%. How can I not do the upgrade? Okay. But there's a very, very easy way of figuring out what you have left to earn and also what it takes to upgrade. Okay. And the easy way is this. And one of the points that he made was that he was withdrawing. If he was withdrawing $3,000, he would pay 20%, leaving him $2,400. Yeah. But that's not the same as 20% of $2,400.
No.
Okay, and this is what people need to understand. So, for example, if you're doing a 10,000, if you're on the 10K contract and you want to upgrade to a 20K contract, you need 12,500. Yeah. Because 20% of 12,500 is 2,500. It's not 2 grand. Whereas a lot of people think it's $2,000 because it's 20% on top of the 10, which it's not. Okay. So the easy way to work out what you need to upgrade to the next level is divide by 0.8 the contract that you have, and you'll see what you need to upgrade. Okay. So divide it by 0.8, and then that lets you know what the 25% or the 20% would be.
Yeah. So basically, as I said, I was on the 70,000.
Yep.
Now, 200% would be 140,000, wouldn't it?
That's right. On the bull or the bear. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But I was on 138,000, which was 194%.
Right.
So the reason that when it says it expires and you have to go and buy another one is because you've already taken that money out. You've withdrawn the profits. So you've earned that money. Does that make sense? So you've actually earned the money. So when you then upgrade from 70 to 100,000, okay, well, when you divide the percentages of 138,000, which was what my total was, to the 100,000 pack, well, it's not going to be 194%. It's going to be less, but it'll never go back to zero because the percentage is only worked out on what your lifetime value of what you've earned to what package you've actually bought.
Yeah. So the easy way again of explaining that is, and this is what, you know, if you now when you to renew your contract the next time, Tracy, you can cap out at 200% on the 100K.
Yeah.
And then, and only then, unless somebody caps out along the way, will you buy a new contract, in which case your bull and your bear will be 0% because you're starting a complete new contract. So if somebody's on a 2K contract and they're upgrading to, in fact, let me give you some figures just to make it easy. If you have a 10K contract, and let's say for ease of figures, your bull is sitting at 100%. So you've earned 10K, yeah? So potentially you could earn 20K with a 10K contract, all right? and you want to upgrade to a 15K. So 5K, you need 6250 to cover the 20%. So if you're on 10K and you upgrade to 15K, you can now earn 30,000 as your double the contract value. And you've already earned 10,000, but that's only a third of what the 2 times the value of the 15K contract is. So your percentage would drop back to 33% instead of 100. Does everybody get that? No? Okay.
Brian, apologies.
No, listen, that's okay. I mean, this is what we're here, and this is, I think it's important that people understand this, right? So
apologies, because I struggle as well. I just, with the percentages and stuff, I tend to struggle with I can understand the requirements for the upgrade, like if you're upgrading from 10 to 15, then the percentages, like I get that.
Right.
It's the understanding of, as you're saying, about the percentages, the increase are not going back to zero. And one of my concerns, you carry on, I'll ask you a question after that.
So what I would like everybody to do is take a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to get you to write this down. Good one, Nicola. And I'm going to use the example of a 10K just for ease of figures. Okay. Yeah. So right, the first thing you need to get into your head is every time you upgrade, all you're doing is extending the value of that contract. It's not a new contract. So that's the first thing. And therefore, you will never, ever go back to zero unless you cap out or unless you get to the 100K contract, in which case you're allowed to then purchase a 50K, a 70K, or a 100K. And the reason that Wascar did this was that, like Tracey, I mean, Tracey has taken very little money out of the business because she has just been very focused on getting to the 100K contract. And Wascar recognized that a lot of people have sacrificed putting money in their pocket to actually get to that goal. So rather than when you, like, say your 100K goes to 200%, okay, you need 125K to buy a new one. All right, that's a lot of money, especially if you've worked up your contracts to get there. So only on the 100K contract, when it's hit the 200%, you can buy a 50K contract to allow you to put money in your pocket and build up again from profits. Does that make sense? Okay, or you can buy a 70K, or you can go in at 100 if you wish. Okay, no problem. But let me help you understand the percentages and how to work them out. Okay, because there's a very, very easy formula. Right. So I would like everybody to write down a $10,000. They've got $10,000 contract. And I'm only going to focus on the bull here because it applies to bull and bear. If either gets to 200%, you obviously have to renew, but I'm just going to focus on the bull because those of us who are building the business, until you get to the 100K, you'll generally find that your bull will probably increase quicker. Okay. So if you've got a 10K contract, it's sitting at 100% on the bull. Yeah. And you now want to upgrade to a 15K. First of all, your 10K contract on 100K has made you 10K. Everybody get that? Because 200% of 10K is 20K.
Yeah.
So the amount that you're allowed to earn before capping out on a 10K contract is 20 grand. Now, if you've earned 100% of 10 grand, you've earned 10 grand, okay, you can still earn another 100%. But if you upgrade before that and you upgrade to a 15K contract, 200% of 15K is 30K. And you've already been paid 10K. So what percentage of 30K is 10K? It's 1/3. So your percentage will drop back to about 33%. Does that make sense now, Tommy? Yeah?
Gotcha.
Yeah, because you've been paid the 10K, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's
correct.
like,
Yeah.
and
correct.
Some people were saying to me the other day, "Oh, well, what if I don't have enough money?" And I said, "You will always have enough money to upgrade as long as you don't take too much out the business." And you can't have it both ways. You can't take the money out and spend it, and then if you upgrade, you moan, or someone says, "Oh, well, I haven't got enough money to upgrade." because at the end of the day, you've gone and spent your money instead. So you'd have to go and buy more Bitcoin to do it. Whereas
And-
what I did, I kept all my money in, apart from about 12,000, and left it in there and kept reinvesting it.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted to get to the 100K and then take bigger.
Yeah, and can I just give some of you a little bit of advice on that? This is no different to anything else. You've got to manage your account, okay? And you know, Richard Maud has shared with us that there are some people, especially at the start in the business, and you know, they might have been on 20, 30, 40K contracts, and they just kept withdrawing and spending the money. And then what happened was, when they got to 200%, they have to go in and buy a new contract. And guess what? They have no money to buy it.
Ah, right. Okay.
Okay. And what happened then is they're out of the business. They've 6 months in which to repurchase the contract, because you cannot go in at a contract at a lower value than the previous one you had unless you're on 100K. Okay. So this is really about managing your account. And in my opinion, you never want to take out more than 50%, because think about it this way. I did my first appointment here today with a couple up in the tennis club up here. And I said to them, we've got a goose that's laying golden eggs here. Now, do you shoot the goose or do you keep it fed? Very simple, isn't it? You keep it fed. If you want to keep getting golden eggs, you feed the goose. And therefore, if you take out 50%, you will always have enough money in your account to upgrade to the next level.
100%.
And you know, another point. So first of all, is there any questions on that? Does everyone understand the percentage and how that drops back?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question quick, Brian, if I may? So if you are, as long as you're not removing 50% of the money, I get that, we'll always have enough. So like Tracey, yours is now showing 100% on your 100K. Does that still mean you can earn double the amount back on it at the top? You can't, I'm assuming, because you've already taken.
It's not showing 100% because I've done, in my lifetime value, I've done 138,000.
Yes.
The lifetime value, Tracey, is something different than the contract. I just want to, because the lifetime earnings or the lifetime points are what you have done since you started the business.
Yeah.
Okay. But your percentage, I mean, I'm on my I think I'll be ready to renew my 4th 100K contract. And incidentally, guys, when your business is building and your bull and your bear, I mean, on Saturday there, my bull on the 100K contract is at 104%. And I think the bear is at 98%. So they're very, very close. In the last 100K contract I renewed in July, I got 200% on the bull and 193% on the bear. Okay. It won't always work out like that, because that's the maximum. As soon as one hits 200, if you don't renew it at that point, you simply lose the bear or the bull. Okay. You could let them both run to 200% if you wish when you're on the 100K, but you won't earn the bear commissions if you're capped out after 1 week. Okay. So really what it is, it's about managing your account and really just, you know, accelerating up through those contracts as quick as you can. And the percentages, I mean, if you're on let's say you're on a 7K contract, Nicola, I know you're on a lot higher than that, and you're on 84%, okay? So you just multiply by 7,000 by 84%. And take that away from 14,000, and that will give you whatever you have left still to earn. So if you're only getting bear commission, you know, weekly trading profits, and somebody's on 84% and they're on a 10K contract, well then, you know, they've got 846. They've got about 11,400 left that they can still earn on that contract. And if you're making on a 10K contract 700 a week, you can work out how many weeks that you have before you need to renew. Okay, so it's just a matter of working the percentages on your figures, but you need to know the figures. I mean, the guy this morning, honestly, he was just so confused. He's got it now, because I just said divide by 0.8, and you'll easily figure out what you need to upgrade. Okay.
I think the misinterpretation, I might speak for a group of us on here, is I think when we were first listening to it, I think the thought was, well, if you've got the 100% showing on your percentage, Tracy, I was just sort of saying in terms of that, in which case you're not going to have enough growth within that 100k package to take any profits. You're going to have to use the whole of it to do your upgrade to come back in. And
No,
I think that's what I was misreading. So, you know, another example is I've done one for both my parents for £10,000 for Christmas each. And my hope is to take half out and give them a little pension pot and leave half in. But then I was thinking, well, I'm going to cap out too soon going up the levels if I'm doing that. But it sounds like I've misread that scenario.
Yeah, and Nicola, if you want to at any stage, you know, give me a call and do a screen share with that. I'll tell you exactly or if you take, you know, if you take screenshots of the dashboard and the two percentages, because the other thing a lot of people get confused with, under your contract, there's a percentage there under elemental, and that's the combined percentage of your bear and your bull. Potentially that could go to 400%. You don't need to worry about that if it's near 200, okay? So it's the two circles on the right, the blue and the red, which is your trading profit and your matrix, which gives you your bear capital, and your uni-level fast start matching matrix leadership bonus that gives you your bull capital, okay?
Brilliant. Yeah,
so,
no, that's great.
So by all means, and I mean, look, if people that are building the business, don't forget, if you're going to go to 200% on one, you're more than likely going to be over 100% on the other. So you're going to be earning maybe 300 to 350%. So you should always have enough money, providing you're not doing what Tracy said, taking and killing the goose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Quick
Question, Ryan.
Sure.
Mine are just ticking over. I pull nothing out. And my plan is literally to just use what's within the system to upgrade internally within the system. I don't have any intention of doing anything else and taking out any money at all.
Yeah.
So that system will just tick over. I mean, I'm low down at the minute. I've got a 2 and my wife's got a 1. So that will just tick over in time, and when I have enough of an upgrade, the percentages will allow me to upgrade right the way through to the 100k. Yeah.
Yeah, and if Tracy can possibly give me a screen share, I'll show you the chart now.
I've done it actually, Brian. I did it earlier on.
Okay. Thanks, Tracy. That's fine, yeah, lovely. Let me see if I can share screen.
I've done an Excel spreadsheet myself. Working it out. It was just the percentages I was getting confused with, you know.
I'm in a similar situation to David. I'm going to sign a few people up that are really keen, but other than that, reinvest the profit.
Right. So if you haven't seen this little chart here, to be honest with you guys, I mean, I was doing appointments there today. I have this and the other business overview on an A4 laminate, and that's literally the only thing you need to promote this business. Okay. And I'm going to bring things. Who was on the John Kinnear call on Sunday night? Anybody here? No? Okay. I would highly recommend that you go and listen to that recording for a number of reasons. Firstly, John covers the issues and the technical issues that the company are having and how there's no need for anybody to worry because, you know, with the withdrawals and everything else. Secondly, and John is one of the, you know, lifetime veterans in this industry. I mean, for over 25 years, John, from another company that he's still getting paid from, has never earned less than 25 grand a month for the last 25 years. Okay. And that's from another network by his CASHFX business, which he's now totally focused on. Okay. So I would urge everyone to go and listen to John's back to basics training, because you know, one of the things that when we started this business, and you know, everybody on here has probably built their structure or done the strategy on the family pack or the family structure. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, I am not in any way here advocating that we drop the family pack. In fact, I still think it's a brilliant way for people to build their income quicker. But what I am going to suggest to you, and what I've been training with other teams here, and we're already starting to see results with it, is that, and Tracey, you'll notice now because you've got quite a few people in your downline, but when the majority of people in this business are not going to get to executive, okay? I mean, look at the percentages. We've almost 400,000 people and there's about 2,200 executives. And quite a lot of those have hit it once and they're not qualified again. So therefore, the vast majority of people are only going to get paid 4 levels of uni level, okay? And when Roy and I started this business, we started with the end goal in mind, because to get to president, you need 3 director legs. So it made sense to create 3 family positions and build everything underneath that to get to that end goal. Does everybody follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. Every other rank, including global ambassador and ambassador, you only need 2 legs. Okay. But we built the business with the family structure and everybody doing the same. And what I've been analyzing and looking and going into quite a bit with a lot of people now of late is that very quickly, so let's say I come in and I put in 3 family members, and then I introduce Tracey. So she's now on my 3rd level. So there's me, and then my 3 family members on level 2. Then I bring Tracey under one of those family members, okay? Then she puts 3 family members in before she puts her first person in. Now she has 1 person on level 4. And anything that they do is out of your pay line for uni level. Okay, I mean, my uni level's down 27, 28 levels. Now, that's okay, but if you extrapolate that out in the business, then the amount of money that's left on the table that we're not picking up is astronomical. So I'm not suggesting that we drop the family pack, but what I'm going to suggest to you is that we do it in a different way that will maximize your earnings and still let people benefit from the family pack. Is anybody up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and hindsight's 2020, and we've done everything with the best intent, but looking at it now and analysing it, the amount of money that's left on the table is crazy. Because if you follow the system here that John Kinnear, and I urge everyone here to go and spend an hour and go and listen to Sunday night's recording, okay? You'll find it so helpful and so refreshing.
Is it in the CASHFX group, Bri?
I put it in the group this morning as well. There's a recording of it there with John. But so here we're going to talk about the simplicity of our business. This is the guy I met this morning is a car salesman. And I said to him, look, the biggest challenge we have as salespeople, I love sales, I've been in sales all my life, is that this is not about selling, okay? So we've got to back up, all right? This is about sharing, and you're only looking for 3 people. Now, that doesn't mean that you might only introduce 3 people because they might not want to do it. They might just be passive. So you might, in order to get your 3 people that want to do this, you might need 23. So be prepared for that, all right? But what I'm going to say is this. If you take on level 4, the example that I've just done where I put Tracey below my family 3 and she put her family 3 in before her first person, she now has only 1 person on level 4. Everybody follow that?
Yeah.
If I was to say to you, I mean, this is what, the 4th, 5th of the month? We're now in the best months of the year for networking traditionally. People are at home, kids are back at school, people are focused on Christmas, they're maybe saving up, for Christmas or the new year. So September, October, November are the best networking months of the year, all right? Especially in the UK where it's dark and damp and miserable. So what I'm going to say is anybody who's up for this, and look, I'm out here to focus on my business. I want to get my son to president and I want to get the ambassador and help a lot of people here. This is not about me. I could literally retire now and never touch this business or look at it again. But I love what I'm doing. And I want to see everybody here, Neil, Nicola, everybody here who's committed. I want to see you enjoying it as well. And that will give us the satisfaction. So if you're up for it, how would you like a challenge of introducing 3 new people personally on your first position, your own referral link. Okay. And could anybody do that between now and the end of the month?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have a try.
I know some people will say I can do it in a week. I don't want it because I don't want anybody to feel under pressure. But between now and the end of the month, who would be up for trying to get 3 new people using this system? Okay. So we sign up 3 new people. This business is about duplication and about teaching. So we help them using the system to do exactly the same in November. Okay. On level 2, if it takes them a month, you now have 9 people. If in the month of December, and in fact, we'll give them a little bit of buy ball because Christmas gets in the way. But December is usually a good month because people are at home and maybe doing nothing. So, you know, I wouldn't discount it. But if those 3 people do the same in December, you now have 27 people on level 3. And if they repeat that process in January, you've now got 120 people in your business. You've got 81 people. Sorry. You've got 81 people on level 4 instead of 1 doing it the family pack way. And you will be executive. You'll have more money in your pocket. Your matrix will start building. You'll earn more money in uni level and the business will get a momentum. So I'm showing people now to put everybody frontline and let them do their family structure below them, because the fast starts that you'll pick up will accelerate the growth of your own contracts. And bearing in mind, Tracey, your matrix must be building up quite nicely now.
Yeah.
So in order to maximize the matrix, you need to be on a 30K contract personally. So this way, you'll not only get to the 30K quicker, which will accelerate your earning, but you will have a lot more fast starts, you'll have a lot more uni level, and the business will be within your pay line. You know, there's no point in doing business and not getting paid for it. And that's what a lot of people are doing with the current family structure. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong, and we can't go forward looking in the rearview mirror. We've done it with the best intent. But looking back and looking at it and looking at an overview, there's too many people not earning enough money. And this way, you'll put a lot more money in your pocket for anybody that's up for it. I'm committed to doing whatever Zoom calls, presentations. I'm here now to work and rest and play. So I will do a schedule. But anybody that wants to, I'm more than committed. That's why I volunteered, as I say, to come on tonight, Tracey, because if people understand the basics and the fundamentals,
yeah,
it'll make it a lot easier. But honestly, if you're serious about this, you need to be listening to the calls. You need to be getting on the trainings. You need to be learning the stuff, because if you don't know it, how do you expect to share it with others? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, when Roy and I started this business, we were on Richard Maud's call 7 nights a week, and it was virtually verbatim, the same presentation every night. But and do you know what this is all about? Confidence. It's about your confidence, because people buy that confidence. They buy you. They're not buying CFX. You know, Tracey has written books to show you about networking. People will buy you. And if you're not confident, or you're sheepish, or you don't have the answers, it's a bit like dogs sensing fear. You know, anybody who's scared of a dog knows it. Yeah.
I talked about that.
And it's subliminal.
Yeah.
It's subliminal. You don't even need to say anything, but yet, you know, like if I sit down in front of anybody, and Tracey sits down in front of anybody with the account that we have, with the confidence that we have, the experience, the 20 months or whatever it is, it's pretty much game, set, and match, because, you know, they would need to be stupid not to join. So we want to help you get to that point, and to help you get to that point, you're going to have to do a little bit of homework. And I would suggest that if you want to, I mean, there are many people who we got on here, 12, 15 people. Buddy up with someone as an accountability partner, because it's a hard process on your own. You need to be very, very driven and very, very focused, not to get down at times, or not to get a bit disillusioned, or not to have a little bit of negative. Somebody's coming back to you with all the Google crap and all that stuff. So, you know, pick an accountability partner or someone that you can work with, and let's make it a challenge. And I'll happily, as I say, do mentor with all of you. And Tracey and I are more than happy to do a call on a weekly basis, or more if need be.
Hello, Brian. This is Simon Cook.
Hello, Simon.
Hi, how you doing?
Are you still in Portugal or somewhere sunny?
No, I wish I was. No, I'm back
Okay.
in sunny Harpenden.
Okay.
I haven't been on one of these before, and I'm really interested to listen to you talking.
Okay.
I mean, and I've got I think what you call a family pack.
Yes.
Which is me up front, and three other packages.
Yep.
I've got a combined total now of 105,000, and I've got 20 odd thousand in the wallet, ready to go again.
Okay.
What I'm struggling with, I'm on 50.
Right.
So I've got 50, 20, 20, and 15.
Okay.
I always thought I'd be better to spread the money, and it would give me biggish numbers than to go for the hundreds on mine.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to what you're saying tonight. I should have probably invested more in me and gone for the 100. Is that correct?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, Simon. I'm only saying with hindsight that what I'm trying to do now is to help people achieve bigger results. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm after. Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, you've already got a 50K on your own position. And obviously you want to build, obviously you want to build the other family packs with Vanguard and so on, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Use the money to do that, no problem. But what I'm going to suggest to you is that if you want to bring anybody else into the business, sponsor them directly under you and let them do a family pack under them and have, like Hazel Moore, our resident grandmother, who's 71 or whatever, has about over 100 people signed up front line. Now, sorry, whose is the dog, Mark? Yours is it? Now, let me give you these figures, because when it's a $45 commission on a 300 contract, it seems quite insignificant, okay? But Richard Maud shared with me on a call there recently, he has 24 people signed up frontline to him personally, okay? 7 of those people are now on the 100K contract. Right? Now, anybody on a 100K contract will probably renew that twice a year or more. Let's call it twice a year. So twice a year is 30 grand in fast start bonuses and 3 grand in uni level. So that's 7 people, double 14 times 15 grand. That's well over 200 grand just in fast start bonuses from 7 people. Okay. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Okay. You have Richard's got almost 250 grand automatic income just from upgrades from 7 people in his business. Now, if those 7 people were downline, figures don't even come close. Okay. So what I'm suggesting to you moving forward, anybody that wants to get the 3 people, please do not come back to me with any questions or any if you haven't watched John's video, because honestly, you need to go and do it for your own confidence, to give you where the company's going. If you haven't seen the video on the launch of the new offices, again, look, this is a company that's being built for the next 20 years. I have absolutely zero concern about any issues. Look, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram all went down yesterday for several hours. And they're big organizations, multi-billion corporations that have been around for years. What this company have achieved in 27 months, I can truthfully tell you, in 37 years in this industry, has never been seen or never been done. And the other thing that you need to realize is nothing in life is perfect. We are all perfectly imperfect. The business, as John said, will always have issues, and they'll always get dealt with, okay? But we need to build that belief, because honestly, this is a lifesaver. This has been life-changing for me, totally. And it's now affording me the luxury of coming here and living in the sun. So that's there for anybody. That is there for anybody. And truthfully, we haven't even started. So if you're getting and wanting to get involved now, genuinely, you couldn't be in a better place at a better time, because a lot of the bumps in the road have been ironed out. And, you know, the credibility that we have now, 27 months down the line, having paid out 700 odd million in commissions, you know, for the first time ever in this industry that I've ever seen, we've got a business where every single person makes money every week from week one. We've got no attrition, and we've got a business where you've no monthly fees or auto ships or filling your garage full of stock. That has never been done in this industry before. Another few industry firsts, the rolling 30 days. A lot of people didn't like the rolling 30 days at the start, and to be honest with you, it off guard, and I was quite miffed with it on the first occasion that I was trying to qualify as executive. But you know, for people like Neil and other people that have been in sales here, as a salesperson, any business or any network, you go back to zero on the first of each month. That's very demoralizing, and it's very demotivating. We never go back to zero because we're working on a system of a rolling 30 days. So whatever points you've done today will drop off in 30 days time. And here's the big benefit to that. Let's say, for example, Nicola, you were wanting to go for executive or manager or whatever rank. And it's the 26th of the month. And you're maybe sitting for manager with, let's call it 63,000 points, and you need 75,000 points.
Yeah.
And I come along to you and I say, yeah, this is brilliant, Nicola, I'm going to come in with 10 grand, which is 5,000 points. You're sitting on 63, knowing that in the next few days, if you don't get 75, that my 5,000 is no good to you. So three things, negative things happen there. First of all, it demotivates you because you can't sign me up. Secondly, it's not good for the company because they're putting business off. And thirdly, in fact, more importantly, it's not good for the customer that wants to sign up, because if you're going to put them off to the first of the month. And that is why every single aspect of this business model is totally congruent with Wascar's goal and mission to have everybody having financial freedom starting with $300. So you need to understand this. You need to understand the psyche of the company, the bigger picture. And that's why, I mean, I'm being brutal about this. And Richard does the same now. Anybody who doesn't listen to the end of month call, or at least the recording, or calls of significance or training calls that wants help, they're not going to get it, because I am not wasting my time for people that haven't the time to invest in themselves. So anybody that wants our help and wants us to help you move up the ladder, go do the homework and start, because honestly, it'll help you, it'll help your confidence, it'll answer questions, you'll then be able to instill that and impart that with others. So it's a win-win scenario, and it's self-perpetuating. Does that make sense to everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, good.
Excellent. Any other questions, Chris?
Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh,
sorry,
sorry,
Brian.
No fighting. Go ahead, Chris.
Just a quick one. Only because I never thought about it before, and I couldn't explain it to my downline. So you know that screenshot that you had on the screen a few moments ago?
Yes.
I got asked about the 20% on that.
Okay.
And so I think you encounter an issue. Well, I might be wrong, but when you get to from 1,000 to 2,000, if you're adding up your 20%, you wouldn't have enough to actually go from 1,000 to 2,000. Am I right in saying, or was he right in saying that? Because like looking at that, I suppose if you add the 250, the 625, and then you need the 1,250 to get to the 2,000, you wouldn't actually have that. That would take you over the 200%.
If you're on 1,000, okay.
So you would have already accumulated just 250 and the 625, taking you to 875.
Right.
And then you need 1,250 to take you to 2,000.
Okay.
But you wouldn't have enough there to take you to that, would you?
Okay, so in that case, this might need adjusted slightly. Okay.
And I think that's where maybe some of the questions have stemmed, is from that.
Right. Okay. I mean, let me just explain this one here, because if somebody, and you know, I take your point, Chris, and if it needs to be adjusted, then obviously, because we do not, under any circumstances, want to or intend to mislead anyone. Okay. So on the first column, that's the contract size. The second column is the amount that's in your trading pool, which is the 70%. The third amount is, as you rightly said, the amount needed, including the 20% to move up to the next level. The next column is the 5% weekly return, which is the minimum. Okay, and then the number of weeks to get to the next level, and the number of cumulative weeks at 5%. So if somebody starts on $300 on this model, notwithstanding that there might be an error here, which we'll have to look at, it would take 265 weeks to get to 100K. Now, if someone starts on a $3,000 contract, they basically half the time. So, you know, I mean, at this point in time, if somebody is coming into the business and they purely want to be passive, I would be certainly recommending them to start with at least 3,000 to 5,000, because anything less is going to be too insignificant.
Yeah, no, because I looked, I think it only actually causes an issue if you start at 300. Because I panicked myself then. I was thinking, I was like, oh, is it going to cause me a problem? But I sort of looked through mine and I'm still okay. And I've got a 2 and a 1 and I'm looking to upgrade to the 3 next. And I haven't had any issues with mine. But looking back and doing the math off that one, they're right, really. It does look like they'd cause an issue if you started at 300.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that we haven't factored into that at all are any matrix payments. And admittedly, not everybody at the start is going to get the matrix, but ultimately, everyone, because don't forget the matrix, which is the withdrawal fee element of the payments. I mean, last week the matrix, you know, like my first matrix payment was $3.96 in March last year. It's now 5 figures every 2 weeks, you know, so that's a huge difference. And that will build over time, but to maximize your earnings from the matrix, the first goal you want to get to is a 10K contract, because that will let you get paid 7 levels, and level 7 in the matrix is 30% of the withdrawal fee, which is huge. Okay, but to maximize all 10 levels, which will take a while to get to for anyone anyhow, is 30 grand. So a passive customer with a 30 grand contract can earn substantial amount of money from the matrix. I mean, Dominic will tell you, he put his father in as one of his 3 family possessions. His father's never sponsored anybody. I don't think there's many people even in under that leg. And the matrix payment is more than 5 figures a month just on a passive return for that. So again, it comes back to understanding the links, and the success system that John Kinnear talks about is the just for those that haven't got it. Okay. So this is the CFX Success from Home link with the 3 videos. Is there anybody here who hasn't seen these 3 videos?
Yeah, I don't think I have.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
no,
me,
listen, that's
bro.
what, look, because you're only being honest with yourself, David. There's nobody here to criticize or,
No,
you know, we're here to help you and support you, not to criticize you or knock you. Okay.
Yeah.
So this, let me just, and again, this is why I'm saying, please go and listen to John's call from Sunday, from start to finish, because it will just give you so much of a clearer picture of the big picture of this business. But John, this is the system. So I ring you, David. We get rid of the small talk and how's the cat and the dog and the weather, etc. And I'll say, look, David, I've came across something that I find very, very interesting. And it's actually allowing me to earn income while I'm sleeping. Would you be open to take a look? Yeah?
Yeah.
Your response to that might be, oh, what is it? Or tell me more. And the worst thing I can do is start blurbing all over the phone to you. And my answer when someone tries to get me to ask more information, I say, look, if I was to try and explain it to you over the phone, it's a bit like me trying to give you a haircut over the phone. I wouldn't do it justice and it wouldn't be fair to you. If you're open to take a look, would you watch 19 minutes of videos? Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to send you a link, David. When can you watch those videos? And I'll connect with you after you've seen them.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And that's it. And you
That's
send
what
them
I-
this link.
That's
And
what I-
these videos, the first video, we'll just play it here actually, just to let you see. Hold on, because I need to put the audio on. Let's see. And there'll be more tools and things coming out, but honestly, the amount of people that have built their business on this is incredible. Right? And this is the simplicity.
At this time
what
of
we've done.
unprecedented worry and anxiety, driven by a single virus, baffling the brightest minds in science, there are lessons that we can take from this global pandemic. We are all equal, regardless of our culture, religion, occupation, financial situation, or social status. It is reminding us that we're all connected, and something that affects one person affects another. It is also reminding us just how important family and home are, how providing for those we love is of critical importance, especially in times of crisis, and how difficult or even impossible that can become under certain circumstances. The world we know is going to change. There's no escaping that fact. One thing still in your control: what you do with your time. There's a tiny percentage of people globally that are completely free of debt, not beholden to anyone. And as incredible as that may sound, anyone can accomplish a similar degree of this success. With proper guidance, you can attain the same freedom and the same peace of mind to enjoy family and friends, regardless of what may be happening in the world around you. While real financial security is available to everyone, it doesn't happen on its own, and it's not easy, but it is absolutely possible for you. To learn what steps you can take today, and to make sure that you're numbered amongst those that are financially free, get back to the person that shared this video with you and take action today.
Okay, so 90 seconds, that's the first video. And then they move down to an 8-minute video, which explains the product, the academy, and how they can earn money from the trading. The third video is about networking and sharing it. But I would, generally speaking, just get people to watch the first two. So you're talking about 10 minutes. And this can be done. I mean, you literally could ring 3 people and get them to do it. Now, they may want to be passive. That's great. If they want to do it, fantastic. Again, I cover, and Andy Clark done a fabulous training there on Sunday. You know, we show people how to get started, how to handle objections, etc., etc. So for those of you that want to take this forward, that want a 5-figure weekly income or monthly to start with, I would suggest get on some of these training calls, have a listen. Feel free to come back to me if you have questions, by all means. And Neil, you know, I mean, I make myself pretty much available to those that need me, but I am not going to literally spend time with people that aren't investing in themselves. I'm making that very, very clear. Okay.
And if anybody wants to join, I'm doing a webinar, a free 45-minute webinar next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. If anybody wants to join, okay, just pop in, just put WED in the chat bar, and I can, with your email address, and I'll send you the link.
Excellent, excellent.
Show your business.
Has that been helpful for everybody? Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask a question. This has been fascinating. I've really learned a lot. And obviously I followed the family pack route. But obviously we've been sponsored by somebody. So if I was to put more into my front line, no, actually that doesn't work, does it? I was thinking, I'm just thinking about the actual commissions, about keeping it kind of with ourselves. So for example, if my wife's got a 7K pack, if I got her to build hers, so I got the commission, am I overcomplicating things?
Look, we've all done what we wanted to do to build the business, Neil. But the other thing is, I mean, we had a situation recently here back in Ireland of somebody, and look, there are people who will try to manipulate the system, and it's known in the industry as stacking, because at the end of the day, you know, Tracey has a vested interest in your business. I have a vested interest in your business. So does Paul or whoever else your upline are. Yeah. But if someone purposely, and as I say, the family structure is a great way for, especially for passive customers or members to grow their accounts. But based on the example I showed you earlier, instead of having one person on level 4, how would you like to have 81, Neil? Okay, so
Deal with that.
somebody purposely stacks the business out of their pay line that their upline aren't going to get any money on it. They're not going to get help and support from that person, or at least maybe not as much as they would have if they had a financially vested interest in it. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you here is using the John Kinnear system. I'm just about to put the link up for John's call on Sunday night, and I'll put the link up for those 3 videos if you'd like to copy it from the chat. So by all means, keep the structure that you have, and obviously if you want to build those accounts, but remember, in order to maximize the matrix, you need to be on a 30K account yourself. So if you're diluting all your money towards the other accounts, you're actually taking away from your own earning ability overall as well. But anybody who's not overly clear on it, I'm more than happy to do a recap or a one-to-one with you. I'm available to talk to business people. We're not going to take my time to go and talk to somebody that wants $1,000 contract. But if you've got high caliber prospects or business people, I'm more than happy to set up a 3-way call, etc. Okay.
Brilliant. Thank you, Brian. So has anyone got any more questions before we close up? Tammy?
No, that was really good. Thank you.
Good. Tammy, do you want to ask anything, or Nicola?
No, really grateful for that tonight. That was really helpful. Thank you both.
Yeah, really useful. I've not seen that before, so thank you very much, Tracy and Brian.
No worries. And does
Yeah,
anyone...
thank you very much, both.
Oh, no problem. And you know, when you're recruiting people, would you like Brian and myself, or I don't mind doing it every week, hosting a webinar like this every week as for introductions, like Dominic used to do, because I know Dom just does a social now. Would you like me to host something every week so you can pull people into your, to see if we can close them all down?
Yeah, that'd be useful if you don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
By the way, Tracy, could I just, and this only happened this afternoon with one of the guys in Manchester.
Yeah.
Could I suggest to anyone here that if any of your team, or if you're introducing someone, hold their hand to get it done. There's a fake scam CASHFX app that people have out there, and we've had a guy today who's just lost 10 grand on the CASHFX app.
Oh.
Yeah, because his sponsor didn't take the time to sponsor him and take him through the sign up with his link. And he went and he downloaded the CASHFX app and he put 10 grand in, and he's lost it because it's not an official app. So please, 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 the role of a sponsor is to support and help. If you're going to introduce someone to this business, please have the courtesy to hold their hand to get them started, because monkey see, monkey do. That will increase the duplication in your business. And believe me, the investment that you make in time will pay back time tenfold. So a very, very important piece of advice for everybody, please. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And, that's what I've done with all the people that I've signed up. I think I did that with you as well, didn't I, Nick? I sat through it and I screen shared. And I sent them the link, obviously, to, the referral link. I said, download your Google Authenticator, obviously register on here. And then I took them through the process of buying the pack. And then I also took them on their back end and showed them all the areas of their back end and what they can do. And I said, take a look at it, look into it deeper. But when you educate people and you support people, and if they want to sign people up, okay, and you still support them because it's still very new to them, do so, because that also helps as well, because that's building your team, because you've signed the initial person up. But if you support them by, or if you're not sure how to do it, speak to one of us in the upline and we'll help.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue how to do it, to be honest. It's such a long time since I've had mine set up, but genuinely I'd struggle.
So therefore, David, if you're going to get your 3 people, you want your sponsor or Tracey or whoever that may be to hold your hand, because let me tell you, you will learn yourself by them taking you through that process, and it also eliminates the possibility of errors. And I mean, that was horrific today. Well, that guy's lost 10 grand, and there's nothing can be done about that. It's gone. He's lost 10 grand. Yeah. So please understand the importance of this. For anybody who has, if you know how to download the chat, I've put 3 links in there for you for John's Sunday night training or call. I've put the Success from Home, which is the 3 videos that we've just shown you. And I've also put a recording of one of the Sunday Getting Started trainings that I did there a few weeks ago. Honestly, I would recommend that you listen and take the time to look at all 3. And the other thing is, where you will learn a lot about this business, is in the Power Team site, resource site, which is this one.
And what I'll do next week on the webinar, if anyone does want to come on, I'll be talking about how to overcome the objections and the things that people say and what you can say to overcome those objections, because an objection is just a lack of information. They just haven't got enough information to make them want to buy it. And if you can obviously solve that problem by giving them the answers to the objections, you're going to close more people down. So I'll obviously help with that as well.
That was something I was wondering, is how do you deal with the sort of, look at this, I've seen on Google stuff, you know?
Sorry, I didn't catch that, David. Just the noise.
That was a kind of question I was going to ask. Is the sort of, how do you deal with, or somebody comes back, you say, well, I've read this on Google, I've seen that on Google, and you know, it's all this nonsense, you know.
Well, again, if you've sent them and if you follow the process here, first of all, if you know the person, right? Because people buy people. So this is, if you ring me and you say, Brian, and I've known you, you're my garage mechanic, or you know, if we've known each other through sport or association, business, work, college, whatever, I have that relationship and respect for you. And if you're asking me, am I open to have a look at something, you send me the CFX Success from Home, and you're not giving, I mean, the one thing you never, ever want to do is give out the name CFX before somebody looks at anything, because they just go to the giggle of Google and they'll come up with all the crap, which are mostly clickbait sites anyway that are hooking you into something else. But I can easily handle objections, and the best way to do this is with third party. Third party edification takes a lot of the hassle away from you, whether if it's Tracey, your upline, or Nicola, or whoever it might be. Use third party, David, and make life a lot easier. I would suggest the Power Team site. Go in there, have a look at it. There's some great training videos in there. There's some fantastic testimonials, and I'll tell you, I've actually recruited people by sending them a testimonial, because if you're a mechanic and you can listen to another mechanic that this business has changed his life, automatically, peer to peer, you've got respect and that guy's got credibility. But if you don't know that testimonial, or you can't share that, again, this is just about investing in your business. Treat this as a business. The biggest issue we have in this company is that it's $300 to get started, so people treat it like Mickey Mouse. But guess what? You get paid a Mickey Mouse check. Right? If you treat this like a business that you've just invested $3 million, how many days a week would your shop be open? I'll guarantee you it'll be minimum 5, maybe 6, maybe 7. People spend $300 here, and if they get an opportunity that somebody says, oh, I'm looking for extra income, once a month when they're meeting them in the store, they might mention it. So that's not a business. That's not even a part-time, you know, commitment. But treat this like a business. The way I look at this is $300, $3,000. It doesn't matter what you come in with. You imagine that you're setting up your board of directors for your company. Now, rule number 1 is you only pick people that you like and that you want to work with. Arseholes we do not do, because somebody else can sponsor them. Okay, so you only pick people that you like and that you can work with and that you want to have. My rule of thumb is basically, would I spend a weekend socially with this person? If the answer is yes, I'll sponsor them. If not, I'll let somebody else sponsor them. Okay, so because this business is social, and you will make relationships and network. And I've got people like Wilfred in my team that I've known for over 30 years. And, you know, we've been in various ventures together. We've had ups, downs, good ones, bad ones. But the thing is, if you do the thing with the right intent, you know, then the people will follow you, because it's got to be fun as well. So you're picking your board of directors, and we all have different skill sets. We all have strengths and weaknesses, hates and things that we don't like doing, and you know, our chicken list, etc. But the eclectic skill sets of those people are an absolute powerhouse that will take you to the top of this business. Because remember, you only need 3 people. This is not about going out and selling to hundreds, but you only need 3 people. Now, to get the right 3, you might need to sponsor 33. Are you prepared to handle those objections and rejections to get to those 3? Only you can decide that. But I can tell you, one of the reasons why I've got to the level where I am is that I had a bigger why than anybody here. That's all. That's all. Yeah. And, you know, people look at the Richard Bransons, the Alan Sugars, the Peter Jones, Deborah Meadens of this world, and they say, oh, they're lucky. No, they've had more failures than any of us have put together, but they never gave up and they kept going. And that's where you get success. Okay. The only place you find success before work is in the dictionary. So let's get to work. And this is not really work. This is fun if you make it fun. But use the tools, educate yourself, learn about the business. And if you're serious about it, you'll invest in yourself, which will make a big, big contribution to your bottom line. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, good.
Have you all enjoyed, guys?
Yeah, thank you. It's been very informative.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tracy, would you also make the recording of this available? And if you can you upload it to YouTube, or do you want me to get Wilfred to put it on YouTube?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, I'll send it across to you. I'll get it.
Because, well, that's another link, by the way, that Wilfred, my surgeon friend, who's actually retiring thanks to CFX, he'll be upgrading to 100K in the next fortnight. So as a surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon in Nuneaton Hospital of many, many years, and a personal friend, CFX, which he turned down initially, is allowing him now to retire in comfort. So that's great.
Awesome.
But he has a YouTube channel called Q Tribe. Wilfred's from Ghana, lovely, lovely guy. A lot of my recordings and other recordings that Justin and John Kinnear have done, you'll find on there as well. But again, it beats watching the soaps. If you want to go advance in this business, go and learn. I'll just put that up there for everybody.
Yeah, just very quickly, the more you educate yourself, you're going to then be able to sell it that much easier. Because as Brian talked about earlier on, confidence is key. Because obviously, if you're not confident in what you're doing or saying, no one's going to want to buy off you, and they'll be like, oh, that sounds a bit shady. But if you're confident and you believe in the product and you believe in the business, you will get results.
100%, Tracy. Absolutely. And again, just congratulations on your 100K. Your next level up will be director very shortly as well. So we're looking forward to getting you there. And by the way, the only way you're going to get the director is by helping some of these people get the manager. And the only way they're going to get the manager is by helping somebody to get the executive. And the only way we get the executive is by helping 3 people to get started and get the points going. So, you know, the big thing about this business, and I said this to this guy today, is that in the corporate world, apart from the fact that it's dog eat dog, it's competitive. Our business is cooperative, okay? So you cannot get ahead unless you help somebody else get ahead. So let's do that and work together and really kick ass and get some managers and executives in here before the end of 2021. Who's up for it?
Do it, guys.
Yeah. This is Simon again, Brian. I just got to say, right? I mean, I have worked in a very competitive environment in construction and got to the very, very top. I feel like, having listened to tonight, I've completely failed at this. I mean, I've got some money in here, right? And I've not taken hardly anything out. But having listened, I feel as if I've just not given this the time it deserves. But trust me, I'm going to get into this big time now.
Yes, we've done something good tonight.
And look, Simon, I mean, first of all, don't beat yourself up, because we can't change what has happened or hasn't happened. Okay, we can't go forward looking in the rearview mirror. But genuinely, look, I mean, I remember in 1997 in Cardiff, in the Millennium Stadium, paying $2.5 grand to go to a personal development weekend with Tony Robbins. I was back then. You know, the best investment you can make is in yourself. We're giving you some great tools here, and honestly, if you apply it, this is a totally different business model.
I'm smack on now.
Yeah, I mean, this can be life changing for everybody. Yeah,
I'm smack on now. I can't. To be honest, apart from my language now, I've pissed about with this for a year, right? And now now, having listened, I need to get into this big time, and I will do.
Brilliant.
I'll watch those videos.
Yeah.
Those videos. I might come on to you, Brian, and ask you a couple of questions like I normally do.
More than happy, Simon. More than happy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Trust me, I'm into this big time now. No question.
Brilliant.
Fabulous.
Can I just add one
Fabulous.
thing to it as well? One other thing, a lot of people say, I don't want to grow a team because obviously they just want to go at their own pace, which is absolutely fine. However, what I usually say to people when they say that, and I've had many of them say it, and they then realize that they will go on and build a team, is why would you, once you've seen the return and how much better than the banks that it does for you, why would you not share that with your friends and family? Why would you not share the love? Because if you're doing well from it, why not share it with other people? And when people get their head around that and they can see their growth just from doing that, they're like, oh my God, I get it. So say that.
I know.
Well,
I know.
And actually, that's a very good point, Tracey. Yeah.
I built Wembley Stadium. I was in charge of it with 3,000 workers. Right.
Wow.
If I can't do this after that, trust me,
yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, listen, there's no question. Everybody here has the ability to do it. It's just whether you want to or not. But to go back to the point that Tracey made there, and I know we've kept everybody a long time here. To go back to that point, I actually look at this in a different way, because I would say to people, what if you don't do it? What if you hadn't done this and you see the results now, Tracey, 18 months down the line? How would you be feeling?
Oh, I'd be gutted if I hadn't done it.
I'll give you one of the most gutting things that can ever happen in this industry, and it's already happening. CASHFX are going to do some major events in London next year. They're committed to that. Live events, now that life is getting back to some sort of normality. Now, it will absolutely gut anybody here to see one of their friends or family members walking across the stage being awarded a prize or a bonus, and they're not in your team. And the only reason they're not in your team is you didn't talk to them. So you do not deserve the right to make anybody's decision. Bear in mind, and I cover this in the training and one of the videos there, all we're doing is sharing this with people. And who are the people you want to share it with most? Family and friends. Paradoxically speaking, is that they're the ones that might be the hardest to get. But what we did, we actually opened accounts for quite a lot of our family and friends anyway, because I don't want someone coming to me and saying, why didn't you tell me about this? So think about it that way. You're not going out to sell this. You're actually doing them a favor. If they don't want it, that's grand. Your conscience is now clear because you've at least said to them. All right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody. And thank you.
Come on, guys, let's build those teams.
Thank you.
All right, let's go get them. Thanks
very
guys
much.
for jumping on tonight. Hopefully we've helped you loads. So.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pleasure. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye, Brian.
Bye.
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 Thanks very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.